This week's podcast is presented by GK Calls, Migra Ammunition, Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association, Gibraltar Boatyard, Turtle Box, Gator Decoys, Hunt Proof, Cooler Guard, Pattern Pros, Hodag, and last but not least, I'd like to have a huge shout out to Brian Ellithorpe for all of the support that he does behind the scenes. Now let's get into today's episode. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Great Lakes Outdoors podcast. Before we start this episode, I just want to do a great big shout out to Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association. That's who helps us a ton and helps out our community, the kids, everything around us. But today we got a special guest. Trav and I are sitting in here with Max. Man, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, man?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's been about an hour and a half already. We've been just shooting it up, and it's been like, I don't know, we just met today, and it's I've been looking forward to this, especially with all the new laws and the fishing, and we don't get a lot of guys fishing on here, so it's always a fun time to kind of get you guys in here, the fishermen in here, I guess, per se.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
What so you do a bunch of social media. You kind of want to just tell everybody who you are, what you do, just a little bit of background of you.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Max. I'm out of St. Clair Shores, and yeah, just a local Michigan angler, just making content and things like that. And yeah, it's steamrolled, but like I pretty much fish anywhere in the Great Lakes where I can like wet a line, you know, like, right. But I live right on Lake St. Clair. So do a lot of fishing out there, Detroit River, try to get down to Erie when I can, but like Lake St. Clair and, you know, St. Clair River, that whole stretch is kind of where I'm primarily focused on that end. So
now, what kind of got you started in like the social media aspect? Because I mean, that's a big jump from like just fishing to social media, I guess. You know, it's a lot of work.
No, right. No, for sure. It kind of just, it honestly snowballed, you know, like it was something where I was like, I'm just going to start posting content and see how it goes. And it was one of those things where I'd be out on the river or whatever, and I'd just post, you know, my catch and like me riding out on the boat. And then it was getting a lot of traction. And then I started posting me talking a little bit more. And that was hard for me at first, you know, getting on like the camera and seeing myself talk. Yeah. It's kind of like, it's tough to see yourself do that initially. Now I'm a lot more comfortable with it, but yeah, it was really getting over that hump. And once I got over that, then I noticed that it seemed to resonate a lot with people more when I started getting in front of the camera and kind of talking about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, what I'm catching, what I'm using. And yeah,
like personal for everybody.
Exactly. And you know, you got like, people don't want to just, from my perspective, they don't want to just see you catch fish. Like you're just not like you're bragging, but it's like they want to get information from you. You know, it's not something where I feel like people want to learn, and a lot of people can't get out there as often as, you know, myself or, you know, other guys are like charter fishermen who get out there and they just post their catches and they don't want to give out any info. So that's where I kind of try to just steer people in the right direction. And like, if people DM me or leave a message, I'm not going to tell you right where I was at, but I'll try to point you in the right direction on like what I was using or, you know, what was working that day.
Has that been kind of a struggle for you, like getting into it and like you're jumping onto a lot of charters, boats and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Like that's how you kind of, I mean, you have your own boat, but you're going out with a lot of guys and you're kind of just seeing different ways of fishing the river and the Great Lakes, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So has that kind of been tough to I don't know, kind of break the barrier with some of these guys to kind of let them allow you to get on their boat and show them like you're seeing everybody's spots now at that point?
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, for the most part, like these guys are all really cool. And I try to be as conscious as possible. Like I don't want to blow up anyone's spot.
Right.
You know, like I'll talk about I'm on the river, but the river's a big place, like the Detroit River. And there's 5 million walleyes in that system every year. So there's, you know, so many guys fishing that river. I always like, there's not a lot of secrets on the river, but some of those guys, I've never experienced a time where they're like, don't mention this. The only time I ever experienced that was when I was making that, the Detroit River film. And I was out with those tournament guys and they just asked me like, you can post whatever you want, but do not post until after the tournament. So, you know,
I can understand that though. Right. Because I mean, like, what was it, a big tournament, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it was
DWF like, or whatever that is?
It was the Michigan Walleye Tour. It was the opening event. Okay. They start that on the Detroit River. That's like when those big females are still in there.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I completely understand that then. Because I mean, you're going for some big money and sponsorships and everything else. I mean, plus all the weight you're putting in fish. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Because that's the same tournament, no?
I don't know. I don't know if that was the same tournament, honestly.
No?
I it might be. I don't know, honestly.
that was? Because I think that was right out of Erie, wasn't it?
I think that was in Erie.
Dude, that would have been so sweet to be there to see that.
Yeah, no, that
was wild.
Yeah, but like for the most part, those guys on like in the tournament scene, it's crazy like how many people they're talking to all day when they're out there. Like
Really?
they have like other like if they're serious about it, I feel like they have other guys like scouting the river with them, like kind of like almost like teammates who are fishing other sections of the river because those fish like
they're moving.
They're moving so much every single day. And like, I think a lot of like, there's obviously some technique to it, but there's a lot of luck that goes into it where you sit on a spot one day and there's some big females there.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, yeah, like you said, like location is huge for that. But I mean, I don't know. I understand the whole secrecy of like the tournament, but I always thought the same thing that there had to have been guys like little like scout boats that they have like on the side. Like, there's no way you can. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like to be competitive in those kind of tournaments, you have to have connections around that area. I feel like.
Oh, and then, like being fully transparent, like some of those guys, like they work with other guys in the tournament. Like they're working together. Yeah, like kind of just talking about like what's working, just because it's like because if someone's gonna win, they want their friend to win. You know, there's so many boats in the field where, and like I said, it's like you can't be everywhere at once, and it's like you got 2 days to figure it out. So I mean, and people will know like when those guys come in from that tournament and they're, you know, Jimmy was up on the north end, like, you know, by a certain island or something, getting them. Then everyone knows where that guy's fishing.
There's a lingo in there.
Oh, dude, they all know each other. They know where those guys are fishing. If he doesn't know, his guy that he's working with knows. You know, so
it's funny too because like being like local around here wise, you know exactly. Like, and Trav's been out a few times with me. Like, and I don't know if you remember or not, Trav, but like you know when the tournament guys are around. Like everybody in the city knows like when the tournament guys are around because they're flying through, they're going all over the place. I don't know. It's just tournament time around here is a crazy time of year.
Yeah, some of them act a little different for sure. They like that the charter captain that I went out with for the film, he kind of touched on a little bit that they kind of think that they run the river that week. And I mean, I get it. It's obviously a very competitive event, you know. But yeah, I know you just got to try to be conscious. But yeah, they're ripping through the drifts and shit. But it's like,
how do you get connected with someone like that to get on the boat for that type of tournament?
Yeah, so Mark Van Wormer, the guy that I went out with, he actually reached out to me, and I was kind of he's like, we're going out. Would you be interested in coming out with us like for the day before the event? I was like, yeah, absolutely. Do you mind like if I shoot some stuff? And he's like, no, come on out. But like I said, whatever you shoot, just wait till after. And yeah, man, they run stuff so much different. Like for the tournaments, like they're not fishing a spot for more than 25 minutes. It's like they're trying to locate. Like they got 2 live scopes on each side, one on the back, one on the front, and they're just trying to locate big fish and move because they don't want to
disturb them too much,
stir them up, and they don't want to draw the crowds. Because I'm sure you know, like on the Detroit River, it's like one of those net flies, dude. It's like you got 10 boats hopping in front of you, like behind you or whatever. So, and like, you know, the casual guys, the weekend warriors, it's like they get on there, they're gonna kill that spot, dude. They're gonna fish that spot so hard.
There's guys I've literally seen that will sit outside of like the pocket of boats with like binos and just like scope out like the nets. Like there's not a spot in the river where like you can't go to catch walleye.
No, right. They're all through there.
But they're like as soon as the net goes in the water, you have like 10 boats surrounding you. Like you're saying, it's wild time out there.
No, yeah, it is. It's crazy.
It's I don't know. That's probably got to be. I don't know, maybe not a difficult thing, but like when I started watching you and kind of like following you along, like just getting out there with different people and different, like that's got to be one of the coolest things though too, is seeing different ways of fishing.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like the documentary that I did, the Detroit River film, I really went out with all different types of fishermen. So I went out with the tournament guys, the shore fishermen, the hand liners, the charter captain, the local guys, and yeah, everyone does it different. Like for example, the tournament guys, they like praise like you got to use a bright head on the river, and then you can use a different body or whatever. And then the charter captain, he's like, I only use dark stuff on the river. So it's like, yeah, everyone has their own opinion or tricks of the trade. Or like the local guy I went out with, he was saying that his favorite color is like a color I never heard. So it's like everyone is so different out there, and you know,
how much of a role do you think it plays? Like, because they say the color changes in depth.
Sure.
So I mean, the colors of the heads, like in your own opinion, does it really even matter? Because I know a lot of guys, they'll just go out there with a lead ball and be good to go. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it does make a difference in those bigger females and stuff tournament time, but you're just going out there meat hunting. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't feel.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, certain times, like you can go out there certain days where you could throw a freaking sock down there and get one.
That's
you know,
true.
it don't matter what's on the hook. But I mean, I think a lot of times it's the stain, like the color of the water. I think obviously, like in darker stain, you want to use darker colors. Like I've always had a lot of success with black on black in the Detroit River, and like that's where it's kind of crazy because the water just gets so dirty in the Detroit River because there's so much like wind coming down. But then you go to the St. Clair River and everyone's you got to use natural, like
Really?
shad and like minnow style and like things like that. So it's they're two completely different systems, but they're still so close, you know?
It is pretty crazy. It's all the same kind of water system.
Right. Yeah.
That is wild to think about. St. Clair is like super. Now that you say that, it is super like a clear lake.
Oh yeah, no, it's super clear and like with walleyes, it's like you're always trying to find that little bit of stained water. Like you don't want it like mud, which you can get them in the mud, but you always want that light little bit of stain just so you can like it's a lot more reactionary bite, you know?
Right. It's more of a cover up.
And that's when I feel like you snap, like they'll be snapping if you can kind of find that they call it like slaughter water,
right?
Where it's like right in that like greenish.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
What about the walleye chop? You believe in that? I believe in the walleye chop.
Yeah,
like on the water, there's a little bit of a chop. You have to have that. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I think the walleye chop's important. Like you gotta. I mean, when it's still, I just don't think they're as reactionary and they're not moving as much. You know, they're kind of sitting still.
Now, do you think that's barometric pressure kind of type stuff?
I don't look at the barometric pressure as much like for the Detroit River and, you know, in spring or like spring right now, like I'm not looking at it as much in ice fishing. I think it's important in ice fishing. And like I have a live scope. And yeah, sorry to all the live scope like guys, I don't like that.
My
but
bad.
Yeah, it's all good. But, in ice fishing, like on those barometric pressure days, like you can tell when those fish are really stagnant, just the way that they're coming in on live scope. Like when they're firing, man, you can tell. Yeah.
That have you ever? I know like the spearfishing guys like get the videos underwater. Have you like kind of looked into anything like that with like your YouTube stuff, like just underwater? Because I feel like that's a big thing, especially when they're in thick.
Yeah.
I mean, no one really has videos of that. I don't think anyway, of like the walleye coming up the river, or like how thick they are down there.
Yeah, no, I haven't done too much of it. It's like I said, that water, like you said, that color changes so much, so it's hard to see down there. But yeah, those spearfishing guys, man, I know that a lot of them do a majority of that in the St. Clair River just because it's so much cleaner.
And Huron, right?
Yeah, in Huron. Yep. Yeah. I know a lot of them do that out there, and I've got one guy reaching out to me who like wants me to do it, but I don't know if I can hold my breath like put it down that long. I don't know.
I'm gonna be eating a lot of gum or chewing a lot of gum because my ears will be popping so bad.
Yeah, dude. That's another thing. I don't know if I can handle the pressure down there.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, and some people don't like it. They think it's like unsportsmanlike, but it's like if you're going in the water when it's 80 degrees and you're diving down like 20 feet, like how? I mean, that's about as like hardcore as it gets to me. So
have you seen any of that, Trav? The spearfishing guys?
Yeah, I mean, I follow a little bit of it, and it's pretty sweet. I mean, I follow this one guy, and he's pretty much the worst spearfisherman I've ever seen in my life. He's out there just missing every single walleye. But I mean, that'd probably be how that's how it probably would be. It was not Ben, no. We gotta quit ragging on Ben on just random podcasts. You know, you gotta leave the poor guy out of this thing.
He's got a butt Ben, and he's not the greatest turkey hunter, I guess you could say.
Just misses a lot, or what?
Well, you said that. I didn't.
How do you miss a turkey?
Well, I missed 2 this year, so you can't say that. Relax, dude. Yeah. Calm down here. All right, let's change the subject again. It's easy, all right? Relax, man. It's easy.
What's the walleye chop? What's that? I don't, as a non-walleye fisherman, what's that?
It's just a little bit of extra chop. Like you don't ever like for walleye fishing when it's just completely flat on the lake. A lot of times you won't have as much success. You want a little bit of wind, just kind of moving those fish around, moving the bait around, you know, things like that. You don't want it just completely stagnant. I mean, you can obviously have good days like that still. Right. Like I got out today and there wasn't a lot of wind, but yeah, I mean, if you find the right days, those fish are snapping. So.
Especially, the right time of year, right spot. I mean, yeah, you could, like you say, you catch them on a sock. I mean, you might even catch a sock in the Detroit River. Who knows?
No, right.
I mean,
especially on this system, like I personally think this is the greatest walleye fishery in the world from Lake Huron down to Erie, like that, and Lake St. Clair. You know, the St. Clair River to the Detroit River. It's like there's so many walleyes in the system. It's like you really can't beat it.
I don't think people really understand how many walleye are down there.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
if you think about it, there's I don't know, a couple thousand boats that are out there every single day, and
Yeah.
like I'd say more than half of them are probably catching their limit.
yeah,
So, I mean,
exactly.
so you kind of just break that down. That's insane.
Yeah, I think there was some number that said that like Lake Erie, it like repopulates itself every year by like 98% every
That's
single year.
crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, it's like all those guys out there, like for the most part, it's like if you don't get your limit when you come into the launch and you're like talking to other guys, it's like that's a bad day, you know. And
It's
it's
such like a selfish thing to say. Too,
oh
dude.
yeah, no, it's
Honestly, like if you don't get to the limit of walleye, it's like they're like the guys that we know down south, dude. It's like this is the cream of the crop. Like walleye fishing, like they would absolutely kill to be up here walleye fishing, and we just have like a lot of people take it for granted. I feel like
oh yeah, no, like I grew up in Wisconsin, like we were talking about before the podcast. I grew up in Wisconsin and we fished a lot of inland lakes and stuff up there with my dad and my grandpa. And dude, like 3 walleyes was a great day.
Yeah.
You know, and then you come here and you just get so spoiled by the Great Lakes because it's so populated. And it's like once you figure out, you know, the seasonal changes and where these fish are moving and stuff, it's like you can go out and if the wind's laying down, you can bang them like 9 times out of 10. It's awesome.
I think that's one thing that's sweet about the river too. And like I said, Trav's been out there a handful of times with me, especially when he was over here when we were in college and stuff. But there's always a spot or a new thing to learn every single year or every single day you go out there. You know what I mean? It's not
for
like just
sure.
the same like spot everybody's fishing. Like you could literally travel all over the place. Like, one of my favorite spots to fish. Literally, I only see people there when it's tournament day. And it's nice, like, this time of year, I'll go over there, there's no other boats around me. I don't even see other boats besides
Right.
maybe passing by, and I'm hammering them out there.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's just there's so many different, like, little crevices, I guess, that you can kinda
Yeah,
break into.
yeah, you want to get like that's one thing that one of the best tips that I learned from that charter captain out there is when you're fishing a rocky area, you want to use a minnow, like a minnow body,
Uh-huh.
you know. But like so anywhere like you're feeling it really firm, you want to use a minnow body because like the rocks and stuff is primarily where those minnows are. But when you move into like siltier water, like something a little bit more muddy, you want to switch to like a worm body because there's going to be a lot more worms in that area. And he kind of touched on that, and he was like, "Yeah, here I took all my fish on a minnow body, and when we go over here, it's a lot muddier." He's like, "I bet you I get them on a worm," and he did.
Really?
Yeah.
I never even would have thought about that,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's something that like I kind of internalized where I was like, wow, that's something where he's been chartering down here for like 24 years, and I was like, that's the type of stuff where when you're out there, you're like,
Just the knowledge,
yeah, you're like, I'm not getting them, and he had like 15 fish to my 3 when we got there, you know, it's crazy.
That is kinda crazy.
Yeah.
What, so you got, like, the traveling van out there, we talked about it a little bit before the
Yeah.
podcast. I mean, like, you got the whole setup.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you say? The kitchen, the living room, you got
Yeah.
take your shoes off at the door, like, you got everything.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
no, yeah. So yeah, my girlfriend Layla, she built out a travel van. Right when COVID started, she built it all out herself. It's badass, man. So we take that all over the state. So we'll do like camping trips where like I'll pull the boat over. Like last year, we went over to Lake Michigan. We camped like in Frankfurt, and that was my first time actually going over there. We brought the van and we were like sleeping in the van, then going fishing during the day in the boat, and it was like you literally couldn't beat it because we can like drive around and go places we want to go in the van, and then we still got the boat like pulled up at the campground, and it was awesome, dude. But we go all over. So
what is like with having that? I guess like what is I guess the goal of like the YouTube channel or like your social media? Like where do you plan or where do you see yourself or like the I guess you could say like business of it all. Like where do you see yourself in the future wise, or what do you want to be doing?
yeah, we love like making the YouTube videos and kind of like showing the Great Lakes, but really like I want to go all over. Like my dream is kind of like load up the van, load up the boat in the truck, and hit like Minnesota, hit Wisconsin, or like do like a little tour where we go from like Lake Erie to Lake St. Clair, Saginaw, go up to like Lake Superior, hit Lake Michigan, and then move like go over to Wisconsin and hit some lakes over there in Minnesota, like that especially especially in ice fishing, like that's when especially those states like Wisconsin, Minnesota, like Mille Lacs and yeah, just some other lakes over there, like Lake of the Woods. Like I've always wanted to get out there and like see what that's like. But
I've always thought it'd be sweet to ice fish that when they have like the whole town on there, like you got like literally a bar on the ice, and like go
Yeah,
to your little
no.
shack for the night or whatever. You're ice fishing all night long.
Yeah.
It'd be sick. Even like the campers that they had that lower down onto the ice, those are
Right.
insane.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing about the van though, is because like you can sleep in Walmarts like legally.
Yeah.
So like if we don't like want to get a campsite for the night, or we're just like burnt out, it's like we can just freaking sleep in the Walmart or whatever, you know?
That is I don't know. It's a cool thing. Like I guess with like the outdoors, like be able to do that like stuff and to be able to travel
yeah.
and see what other I don't know side gig or like thing that you love you could just do that and travel and you know what I
No,
mean? I don't know,
right.
it's just it's
Yeah,
pretty
we love the UP too. Like that's like probably our favorite place just to go and like travel in the van, because there's so much stuff to do up there, whether it's like hanging out in Marquette on Lake Superior. Like that's one thing that I've wanted to do. We haven't done it yet, but I want to take the boat on like Lake Superior. Like I only got an 18-foot Lund. So like last year when we sent it over to Lake Michigan, that was my first time ever doing it. Like 12 a.m. or in the morning, I drove over to Lake Michigan by myself. 4 a.m. got to the launch. It was pitch black. There's like those 30-footers out there launching. I'm launching out, and it's like 18-foot Lund by myself. I only had 2 rods, 2 lead core rods, and I told myself going over there, I was like, if I get one, I'm a happy man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and yeah, like driving out, that was probably like one of the scariest things I've done, because I'm not too familiar like going out on the lake in the wind and stuff, but it was supposed to be super calm. And man, right when that
seawall, the break.
Yeah, right at that break, and I got out, it was like, it's so dark out there, like because there's no lights when you're on Lake Michigan. Like when we're over here in Detroit,
you see shore.
The whole river's lit up. So I was out there just in the pitch black. But like I set my lines, and then dude, right when that sun crested,
really,
yeah, dude, got one.
Sick.
Oh man, I was enamored, and I don't think I will never not go over there in the fall ever again, because it was awesome, man.
That is sick.
Yeah.
Trav, have you done that? I mean, you live over there now. Like, do you do a lot of that stuff?
No, I mean, like I was saying, I think I probably fished once or twice on Lake Michigan for like steelhead lake trout, stuff like that. Never,
which is crazy.
It just was never a thing that we did in our family. I mean, it's an awesome. It just, if I knew a guy close by me that would do it, I would definitely be down to do it. I just don't want to pay the fees and get the stuff myself to go out and do it. You know, it's just another hobby that I don't.
I think that's the hardest part. Like just the equipment itself, because I mean, if you're only doing it a couple times a year, or like even once a year, I mean, that's a lot to pay for.
No, yeah, I mean, even the lead core reels, like the 2 that I got were like $250 a piece.
Yeah,
so it's like, I don't know if you've ever watched like Adventure Chasing, or I don't know if you've ever seen him on YouTube.
I feel like I have.
He's a Michigan-based guy, but he does so much fishing all around the state, and he does some Lake Michigan stuff where he kind of goes over his setup. So I've like watched him a lot and just kind of pulled some pointers from him. But like I said, I had no expectations going over there. It was one of those things where if I got one, sweet. If I didn't, and then I ended up getting like 3 that first morning. And dude, one of my buddies back here, the moment that he heard I got one, he's like, when are we going? Like, I'm coming out next weekend. I'll drive. I'll take my boat, take my truck. And so then we went back, and it was awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Yeah, there's always that one guy in the crowd where it's like, you go over there first, or you do this first.
Oh, he's the epitome of that.
If you
my buddy,
look stupid, at least I'm not with you. But if you do good, give me a call. Dude,
yeah, it's like it's 7 a.m. He's like texting me, and he's like, well, ? I'm like, dude, I just got here. Like, yeah, got to figure it out. Got to put fish in the boat. Then he's like, yeah, I'm coming. Like, let's go. You know,
it's even like, like the hunting world though. It's like, all right, you guys did good this weekend. I'm going next weekend with you guys. But if you guys didn't do good, I don't even know who you are, kind of thing.
No, right. Yeah. It's like you got to put the labor of love in. But that's like what I really love about fishing is like, especially in that experience, because it's such a chase. Like when I'm doing something brand new, like I'm not trying to knock walleyes. I love walleyes. Like I catch tons of walleyes every year, but like going and chasing like a king salmon, something that I've never done. Different. Like, yeah, just that thrill and fighting that fish. And you know, it's like a 15 or 12 pound fish coming in, and I'm out there by myself, and like the boat
coming up out of the water, like a smallmouth or something.
Yeah, the boat. Yeah, it's surfacing. The boat's swinging sideways. My freaking the other rod's going off. That line is breaking because I'm like, I can't even deal with that. And this one at the same time, it's like, yeah, that's what I'm chasing now. Like after that, it's just it's such a high, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's one of the biggest things like this year? Like you said, you did the river tour and stuff. What is one of the biggest things that like you took from that? Like from all the guys that you went on the boat with, like Was there one like big thing or a few big things that you kind of took away from those experiences?
Yeah, like the one thing is like everyone does it so differently. You know, like I think we were talking about before, but it's like every single person has a different thing that they're using, a different way that they do it, a different section that they think is good. And it's kind of just always being like like just being able to take in whatever other people are saying, because I think as I've gotten older, I've understood that whenever someone's telling you something that they've done for a long time, you should probably internalize it a little bit,
Right.
because they have their own opinion and style of way that they do it, and they're not telling you to like put you in a bad situation.
Right.
So I think that was one of the biggest things, is just realizing that, you know, everyone's got certain techniques and ways that they want to do it. But as far as like fishing goes, it's like, I mean, early in the season, you got to start slow, and then you can really start like snapping that jig a little bit
Dude,
more.
I
You
feel
know,
like it's crazy. Like earlier in the year, these guys are just ripping on them, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I mean, like it's like they're so lethargic right now. Like they're not moving that fast, dude.
No,
Just relax.
in the early season on the river, dude, I'm pulling it up like
Yeah, barely.
6 inches, and that's when you'll notice it. But then what I've noticed myself is that it's hard to change, like to go from that 6 inch like
To snapping.
yeah, exactly. Then I'm in like the mid river when it's prime time, and then my buddy's doing a lot better than me because I'm still keeping it so low, and now those fish are starting to move a little bit higher, you know? So it's hard to like you
What
know.
time of year do you even start doing that? Like, I know what you're saying. Like when is the right time to even transition from it? And then like you're so used to the small snap, like where how big of a snap do I even do it now? At this point?
Exactly. It's all and that's another thing that like I've pulled from that. It's all cadence. So like whatever day, it's like you can get fished like outfished by anyone any day. Like my girlfriend will go out there and she fishes, you know, the river like 3 times a year, and she'll outfish me, you know, because
Like, what am I even doing right now?
she's like she's got the cadence that day, and like my buddy will outfish me some days, and then I'll outfish him. It's all like
The same guy from Lake Michigan?
yeah,
Okay, I got you.
exactly. Like, yeah. And it's one of those things where you're like, what am I doing wrong? Do I need to change it? And
Right.
you know, it's like, it's any day can change. out
Swapping
there.
colors left and right.
Yeah, swapping colors, swapping cadence. And then when you start getting off your own, you know, setup and
It's
what
mental, dude.
oh, it's so mental. And I turn into a head case. I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I, what am I doing? I'm like, all right, I guess I suck at this now. You know?
I'm quitting.
Yeah.
That's how
I'll
I
go-
feel about turkey hunting, honestly, right?
Yeah.
Well, I am quitting because it was the last day, but yeah, I felt that way like all year long.
Oh, really?
Oh, I do. It was bad.
It was a bad season turkey hunting.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Like Trav and I were talking about it last night, and it's just like I don't know if it was like this spring alone. I mean, it's an easy thing to like blame it on, I guess. But
Sure.
it was such a weird year. Like I was even talking to the farmer today, and he was like, barely even seen him out in the fields this year, and it's like, man, I don't know what happened. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's just been off.
How's that for you guys? Because I feel like as someone who doesn't hunt a ton, I feel like people highlight that on social media that it's like so easy to shoot a turkey. Do you see that too? Or is that like, as someone who's an outsider, sometimes I feel like some hunters make it seem like it's just easy to go out there and pop a turkey.
Trav, I'll let you.
I mean, well, like social media makes it easy, right? Because they're just posting the highlights, right? You don't see all the downfalls. If you listen to the podcast, you'd hear all my downfalls. You'd hear all Kyle's downfalls. Like it took me till yesterday to kill my first turkey, as yesterday meaning May 30th.
Not your first one, just the one this year.
What's that?
Not your first turkey, just your turkey.
Like my turkey this year. Like it took me all year, but like if I would have done everything the way it should have been done, I probably could have had one, you know, a month ago. But it's just like you don't see all those the different nuances. Like you walk out, maybe walk too close to the turkey and jump it out, or you turn your flashlight on like I did and jump a turkey out of a tree. You know,
Right.
so you just don't see all those
things that go into it.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things. Well, before, like, yes, like that is like one of the biggest things, like where turkey hunting is such like a knit tight like group where if you use a decoy, you're doing it wrong. If you're doing this, you're doing it wrong. Like people are so like quick to judge on you for turkey hunting.
Now, is that like personal preference, or is that kind of like something that everyone in the hunting industry, they all have their like opinionate or like their opinions on, kind of, or like, because like how live scope is with fishing, like people,
Right.
some people are super opinionated on it and they're like, oh, you're a cheater if you're using that. And
Like turkey hunting is almost like it's super strange because it's like a one-on-one thing where like you're talking to the bird and he's talking back to you and you're trying to trick that one bird or, you know, a different bird that comes up out of nowhere, whatever it may be. It's more of a, I always revert back to like a spiritual kind of feeling with the turkey. It's super weird. Like
Okay.
it's super hard to even explain. Like when you're out there and you kill one. So people like to do it like the old school way, like the no decoys, or like you could actually make a turkey call out of their wing bones. Like if you piece all their wings together, like you could make an actual turkey.
Oh wow! So it's almost like an energy thing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So
That's kinda cool.
It's a wild experience to have. Because you've heard a turkey gobble before, but like you
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
heard like a wild turkey. Maybe you have. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like the hairs on your toes will stand up. Like it'll go through like your entire body.
Okay.
It's wild, and people are just so quick to judge on how you're doing it compared to they're doing it. But it's the same thing with like fishing, like you were saying. Like everybody does it a little bit differently.
Right.
So it's just I don't know. For me, if as long as I'm happy at the end of the day in how I do it,
Dude, that's social media, right?
Exactly.
It's like
Exactly.
you got to like stick to your guns. Like I feel like that's one thing with my like content that I've made. It's like I get pushed back because guys will be like, "Why are you I got this one guy on TikTok. He's always blowing. Why are you blowing up the spot? It's like, dude, I'm talking about the Detroit River. There's like, what do you mean? There is no blowing up the spot, dude.
Where at in the river am I?
Have you gone to
Exactly.
the launch? Like at Bellinger Park,
Dude.
you're waiting 2.5 hours to launch your boat. Like you think that's a secret down there? So
I just fished next to 50 other boats right next to me. You
Yeah.
really think it's blowing up the spot, dude?
exactly. So it's like I just feel like you gotta from my perspective, it's like you just gotta like kind of do what you do and stick to what you do. And it's like if you got a particular way to do it, just do it, man. Don't care about what other people think. I think that's one of the when you first start social media, it's like you got those guys who are like just always harassing you, especially on Facebook, man. Facebook is brutal, dude.
Facebook is cool.
Yeah,
We had a whole bunch of old heads on Facebook. That's why.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean, and I'm not trying to shout out that generation, but every time you see anything negative, it's always from like someone who's older, and because they got a particular way that they've done it growing up, or
That or they don't even do it anymore. That's the thing. Like they don't even fish anymore. Like they can't get out on a boat. Which sorry, like I don't mean to hurt like feelings wise, but like they don't even get out there. Like it's just what they used to do back in 1942 or whatever time of year.
yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Like,
And it's like the
telling-
guy who gets out two times a year, who's got the most input to say on like a spot that he doesn't even go to
on a
anymore.
charter boat too, mind
Yeah,
you. Like
right.
they're not even going on their boat. Somebody else
Exactly.
is taking their spot.
Yeah, it's like because like, but one thing I've noticed with social media is that like Facebook, it can be so toxic, but obviously you can get a lot of traction there. Like we've done well on Facebook recently just because I think the Detroit River film has helped a lot,
Right.
and that kind of made my followers primarily be fishing based, you know? So like all the content that I've been posting is primarily around that Detroit River or like Lake St. Clair, the St. Clair River. So I feel like it resonates well with people. But like on TikTok, but there's obviously a lot more toxic people on Facebook.
Right.
But on TikTok, TikTok, dude, that's the younger generation, and they're cool as hell, man. Like every single person is just like rah rah cheering you on. This is badass. They're communicating. They're talking to you. Like they're like, and they'll share information. And like, I'm not someone who's going to give up, like I said earlier, where I'm at. But if you give me some information and we're kind of like, like having some conversations, it's like, yeah, I'll tell you a couple more things, you know? So
Well, I feel like there's been so many times. Well, I guess not in recent years because as we talked about, I do more turkey hunting than I do fishing. But
right.
like, I literally gave out like the same like lures that I've used for people like that aren't like. There's so many fish out there in the river. Like you said, there's some spots where like you kind of want to keep down low, but at the same time, like you can go out right out here and catch a limit just as fast as probably your spot. You're just not going to deal with the same amount of boats, maybe. Or something. There's no point of hiding a lot of that stuff.
No, yeah, there's the main strips where like everyone's fishing, like the Rensen or like the Mouth or
Trenton
like
Channel, right?
Trent
here.
Channel. Yeah, exactly. So like there is those places where like there is the mainstream spots, and then some guys think that they got their own like little honey holes, and maybe they do. I think it's a lot of those shallow water early spots where guys are catching like actually big fish. Like that's the stuff where guys are keeping it under wraps. And but like for me in my instance, like if I ever went out and a guy showed me a spot, if I don't figure out that spot, I'm never spot blasting that. You know,
I'm with you.
Like if I don't figure something out, and that's with like a lot of my content in general. It's like when I go out because I've been chartering with this guy up off the St. Clair River, like when I'm learning stuff from him, like I'm never gonna put like stuff that he's teaching me on social media because that's his information. That's not mine to like blow up and talk about. You know?
Like you came up with it or whatever. But
Yeah. No, like, yeah.
I feel like that's a big thing, like even a waterfall. Like you take somebody to one spot, like we had it last year, where I took a guy to a spot. Next thing you know, the next following year, he's knocking on the door and trying to steal that spot and take it. It's like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's-
yeah, that's there, and then I'm sure there's a bunch of like tricks of the trade of things in like waterfowling where like techniques or whatever you're
Yeah.
doing where it's like you learn from putting your time in and like doing that. Like that guy that I go out with on the charters and like I deckhand for him, Whistling Dixie Charters out of the St. Clair River.
shout out.
Yeah, shout him out. And Matt Perko Custom Rods. But yeah.
Shout him out.
Yeah, but dude, he's lived on that river his entire life. So it's like
He knows.
like I'm not like I said, he knows like when to get salmon, when you can chase salmon, where you can chase salmon at, and like
in the rivers,
which
is like
yeah,
unheard of.
Yeah, exactly. And and he's told me a lot of information. I would never share any of that ever because that's from him living there his whole life and knowing that. So it's like I feel like it's finding that fine line where it's like stuff on the Detroit River. It's like anyone can go out there, but like stuff like that, I'm not going to touch on that, you know?
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
And I bet you that goes a long way with people taking you out, though, too, knowing that you're that kind of person and you're not going to just go out there and act like it's your boat that you're on, or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it gains a lot of respect from those guys, like, about yourself.
Yeah, like I try to be as respectful as possible. Like I said, I'm never trying to spot blast. So like right now we're on the lake, like trolling bandits, and like he's got some like colors and like certain things. There's another lure that he's using a lot of. It's like that's not my like I didn't figure that out. I can't be like, oh, this is what's really snapping out there. And that's really like a lot of my content that does well on the Detroit River. I'm like, yeah, Purple Pimp Daddy or Moneybags is doing well with the chartreuse head. And like, but that's me putting the work in and putting the time in and finding those fish. Right. So
it's your own work.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So
that's one thing that's bad about social media, though. I feel like a lot of the younger generation that gets into it gets blasted on it so much and they fall off just because they don't even want to deal with it anymore, or they even get out of the sport.
Yeah, no, yeah,
it's such a sad thing to like see. And I don't even know if like people realize that they're doing that to people. Like with the industry, with hunting and fishing, that the numbers are dwindling every single year.
Yeah,
we can't like do that.
100%. And like you look online, like in the fishing scene, it's like it's steady, but it's not growing. Like the sport is dying, but it's things like TikTok and like Facebook that is keeping like the younger generations involved and still wanting to do it and like go out on the river. And why is that a bad thing? You know, like we want to keep those fisheries alive and keep that money going in from like the DNR, like keep preserving those areas. It's like I said, we got the best walleye fishery in the world. Why do you not want people to fish it?
Right.
You know,
exactly. Utilize it.
Yeah. 100%.
What do you got, Trav? I feel like we just rambled on and like just cut you out of this whole thing.
No, I was just zoning listening to you guys. It's a great conversation. No, because I mean I don't know anything about walleye fishing, right? Like you guys, it's a walleye fishing topic, and I think on the social media side of things, it's tough for someone getting into it because if you do something that's off brand from what the norm is, you get blasted and you get pushed out of the social media realm of things. That's kind of why for me being on like we talked about being personable, right? Like talking, like. I hate the sound of my voice. So when I talk about it on talk on social media, that fear of getting blasted by people, you have that, right? And it's kind of the same thing with just fishing or putting yourself out with that. You fear of you put out there, then you get one person comment, then one person comment, and it's just you get the pushback, and then you don't want to do it at all. Well,
look at that one post I did on turkey hunting before season started. There was a decoy in it, dude, and it got like a shit ton of traction just because the decoy was in the video. You remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, dude, I'm talking like 50 comments from people all over the place.
Yeah.
They just commented on a stupid decoy. It's like, really, dude? Like,
yeah, it's like for me in that perspective, I like I said, I've really been just grinding it out really hard for 9 months, and we've been really starting to get some traction now. It's like don't even internalize anything other people are saying because for the most part, like no one really cares. Like they'll go on there and they'll say something. They'll never like you snap back at a little bit. They got nothing to say.
Yeah,
right. That's the thing on Facebook. I try to like my girlfriend because we kind of like it's kind of a team project. The Michigan Fishing Company, sure. and she's like, just don't even say anything. And like sometimes I just cannot help myself.
Dude, Trav yells at me all the time because I do say stuff when like he's like, don't worry about it, whatever. And it's like, I'm sorry. Or I'll call them in the morning and be like, hey, I'm sorry. Like I kind of said something I probably shouldn't have. I mean, if you want me to delete it, I'll delete it. But at the same time,
I've gone
dude,
back and deleted a couple myself.
I've had enough of this stuff, dude. It's such a hard thing. You said like they have nothing to like lose at that point.
Yeah, because they're like, I'm not saying they're nobodies, but they don't have any platform to like
Correct.
deal with or like have people who follow them or anything. And like I said, it's primarily Facebook. Like I've had one guy who like kind of just like trolls me on TikTok a little bit, but other than that, it's been nothing but like positive reinforcement.
awesome.
And then on Facebook, yeah, like just keep those comments filtered, man. Like I don't even filter them myself, but like Facebook just filters all the bad comments, you know?
It's hard though too because like you almost don't want to because at least it adds more like traction.
Oh yeah, no, like I'm not like I don't know. I could probably click something where I unfilter them, but I'll go look at all the comments and just see what people say. And a lot of times the ones that are getting filtered aren't even they're not bad. They're not
Right.
bad. They're not really that bad. But
I just think it's funny how people have like they're just people's opinions about stuff. I just sit there and like laugh about it sometimes. It's like, dude, like you really took the time out of your own day, sat there, typed all this out, and thought about this in your head, and wasted your time to like. That's crazy to me.
Just be so negative, you know?
Yeah, man,
It's like
it's
what?
wild.
Yeah, what's the point of being negative to someone else the whole time?
It's insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, what do you have any walleye like questions, Strav? Like, I know like you haven't done a ton of it, but like, hey, do you have any? Even if they're like just basic questions wise, like you said, you haven't done it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like the walleye, like the right now in the springtime, like the Trout River and stuff's a walleye craze. Like, what are you like? Is this like for me? Like from when I fished with Kyle, it was strictly like jigging and stuff like that. And then, like from what I remember, it was like a slow pass down, and he would come back up and go again. Is that kind of how you fish the river, or is there other ways that you would fish it in the springtime?
Yeah, so early spring, it's a lot of you're going up, you're starting at the top of a drift where you think fish are obviously, and then you're just vertical jigging that like 1 ounce or 3/4 ounce jig with like a minnow body or like that worm body, just hopping it off the bottom, popping it down, and yeah, you're just slowly drifting down the river. But like right now, now is the kind of the season where a lot of guys switch over and then they'll go to bottom bouncers. So you'll just be pulling like a 3 ounce bottom bouncer, and that'll just have like a worm tailing on it with like a blade and some beads and stuff. And that a lot of people like that a little bit more once it gets to this season because it's fair weather. You know, it's like it's 70 degrees out there and you're just coasting down the river with the current and you're bringing in walleyes
until the gnats come out, dude. Cover your entire boat. That sucks.
Yeah. No, I'm not looking forward to. Hopefully, we can fight that though. You know,
dude, my dad's got like 4 fans on his boat just to keep the gnats like off you.
Yeah.
He just clips like right onto like the chimney top and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, the gnats. I thought you said the gnats.
Oh no, the gnats, the gnats.
Yeah. No,
the gnats are good. Gnats are good to see.
Yeah. No, the gnats. No, the gnats were out today. I was out there trolling in Canada, and yeah, it's like on those calm days, man. The lake just gets it's
horrible,
so buggy, man. Like the guy I was with, it was his first time ever going on a boat walleye fishing. It's a buddy from high school, and I took him out, and yeah, he was just like he was starting to lose it out there because he's like, God, I'm not like these bugs. He's like, they're in my mouth, man. They're in my mouth. I'm like so immune to it. I'm like, oh yeah, and stuff. But yeah, no, they're good.
Literally, if you're hungry, like you won't be after you get done. It's like I ate so many.
Yeah.
Well, we went to Peely one year, dude, and I remember the entire like we went there early in the morning, and it was on a trophy boat, and like the brand trophy, obviously.
Right.
By the time we got back, dude, the boat was black because there was so many gnats out there. It was like we hammered the walleye. We didn't catch one steelhead. That's what we were going over there for. But we hammered the walleye. But the entire boat was just littered with just the gnats. It was the most annoying thing I've ever had to deal with out there.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is like my girlfriend when she comes with me, she's like, there's not going to be a lot of bugs, is there? Because if there's, but then the thing she doesn't want to go when it's wavy,
cold and stuff. Yeah.
Cold or wavy. If it's wavy, she's like starts getting psyched out. I'm like, well, that's when the bugs aren't there. Right. So it's like it's one or the other, you know, like pick and choose. Yeah.
What you got? Any other ones? We trolled, didn't we? Try that one time?
No, yeah, that's supposed to be my next question. So what is the progression from like jigging in the spring to using planer boards in the fall? Like what is that progression like? Like what do you for personally, like what are you doing?
Yeah, so like I'm jigging like March. It's obviously like March. If you're out there in March, you're like one of the real ones in my opinion, because it's like when it's cold, it's miserable. You're catching like you can maybe string together a limit, dude. Like I just being fully transparent. Yeah, I didn't get a limit. I think I got one limit in March. I went fishing like 10 times. So, but you got a chance at like the biggest walleye you've ever caught in the river. So that's like. Then April is kind of the craze. Like April is when everyone's out there, when those males really start pushing in from Lake St. Clair and Lake Erie, and then they're really snapping because they're all juiced up. They're doing their business all over the boat. The boat's covered in white. They're fired up. And but yeah, then right when that water temp hits like 50 degrees, that's when I like to start switching to bottom bouncers. But and that'll run like I was out there today because I went out of the north end like of the river and shot across to Canada, but there was guys jigging and still bottom bouncing out there today. So and it's what is it, May 31st?
Yeah, tomorrow's June.
Yeah. So like it goes on for a long time, and like then once that comes along, it's like I get a little burnt out on the river. It's like especially on the weekends right now. Now that it's fair weather, I try to push out to mid lake and like pull those bandits and things like that.
New scenery.
Yeah, for sure, and just getting out of the traffic, man, because like. I'm already burnt out like by the end of April of just like so many guys on the river. Like I'm lucky that I live so close in St. Clair Shores where like I can get to the north end of the river in 15 minutes with my boat. So I'll fish like during the week primarily,
You're probably not too far. I did a job at I don't know, a yacht club right there actually.
Probably Grosse Pointe Yacht Club, maybe.
Yes,
yeah. I'm 5 minutes.
Yeah, we put all the docks in. We did all the electrical work for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a sick job, dude. Like we'd see all the smallmouth guys out there fishing. We had steelhead like servicing in the marinas and stuff. It was actually pretty sick to work there.
Yeah, that's a nice spot. Yeah, I can't say I've ever been inside that place, but it's nice.
Trust me, they weren't letting the workers inside. We were just on the outside looking in. Just put it that way.
No, for sure.
But there was that seawall on the outside. Not to even like spot drop, but dude, like. It was solid there.
Yeah, that's a good bass spot. That's
all right. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's that. I was gonna say one other thing about that area, and I was like, what, I'm gonna keep that.
Cut that out, Trav.
There's not.
I'll cut it out.
There's some good fishing over there for sure.
Yeah.
That whole stretch down the mile roads though, it's like that whole section is great, man. You can't beat it.
And I'm not too familiar with up there, obviously, but just being up there working wise and seeing everything going down. A lot of the local guys too, kind of going back to your question about jigging, Trav. A lot of the guys will jig down and actually hand line back up, and then get back to their spot, and then jig back down, and just kind of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, around here, like my boat would be perfect for it. I just got a little 16-footer.
Okay.
It's a duck boat, and I hand line out of that.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, I can literally jig down. And then just hand line straight back up, and then you're kind of double fishing it wise.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
Yeah.
I with that Detroit River film that we just dropped. I think we dropped it a week ago. I got out with a hand liner, and that was actually my first time ever hand lining.
It's my favorite way of fishing.
Oh, dude, it's awesome, and it's kind of like bottom bouncing a little bit, because you got like. I don't know what's the weight of that you're usually using.
A pound, I think
certain sections is different because it's deeper and things like that.
Yeah, like I use a pound in the river here. I think it's a pound. We literally have some old copper. Is that a smoke detector going off in your house? Okay, I was gonna judge you pretty hard if that was. I'm not gonna lie. But you see the videos on TikTok all the time, like the smoke.
Maybe it's your chair. I don't know.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm sorry for judging you, Trav. But
hey, don't be blaming me for your shit going on over there.
Put you in a category that I shouldn't. What were we even talking about? I'm sorry.
The hand lining.
Yeah, so I use copper tubing, and then my grandpa actually made them for me, and I think he just put cement, I think, inside of it. But I think it's a foot long or a foot and a half, and it's like an exact pound of weight if you do it that way.
Sure.
And that's all we use. Honestly.
Yeah, no, yeah. When I went out, that guy, the guy I went out with, his name was Zach Snyder, and he's like one of the OGs. Like that's the only way he fishes the river at all. And like the guy that in the video, the guy that taught him actually rolled up on us in the video when we were out there. Yeah, he was out there and he like tossed him some spoons or something, and he was like just taught they're just bullshitting out there or whatever. And that guy's family actually, I wish I knew the guy's name, but his family was like one of the original creators of the hand lines.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
A&S reels?
Yeah. I don't know if it's that one specifically,
Okay.
but one of those those like hand lining reels. And he's like, that guy taught me everything I know. It's like we were watching him all night, and that guy was just flipping them and flipping them and flipping them.
Yeah,
Do you do it in the dark
Oh,
a lot?
yeah, 100%.
So like I realized it when I was out there that like when you get a fish out there, like the way that you can tell that a handliner's got a fish is he puts his headlamp on. So like he was like every time he was looking over there, he's like, oh, his headlamp isn't turned off like at all.
Yeah.
Dude. He must be
Yeah, dude.
You catch any rocks out there hand lining?
Yeah, dude. It's actually pretty, not to cut you out, it's pretty dangerous,
sure.
dude.
Yeah, that's one thing he kind of touched on that, and I never even thought about that. But you're running like this wire, so it's like if you get caught up in like one of those spots, it's like not only do you got $40 in baits down there, but and like a $10 rig, but it's like you can't. I feel like you can't move for like a second. It's like
so we actually had my grandpa took his brother out, my uncle, and if you wrap your hand around in that wire to kind of pull, because after a while it wears on your arm,
for sure.
Wise. And he actually my grandpa keeps a pair of dikes sitting right on the top of his tackle box. Like my grandpa's boat's perfect because he's got a side console boat. The side console sits back, so like we're almost sitting like right on the motor. So like that's all he does out of his hand line.
Okay,
he's done it his whole life, and he keeps the dikes right on his tackle box, right between his legs, just in case. Like if you wrap your hand around that and get a snag, dude, it's literally cutting your finger like right off.
Yeah, no, that's
like it's a lot dangerous than people think. I should say, like. You know how it is. Like if you snag it like jigging wise and you try to pull that wire, you're slicing your hand wide open on the line that you have.
Yeah, no, yeah. Always run that fluorocarbon so you break right off. Easy, you know.
But like the hand line, a lot of people don't even realize like how dangerous it could be, I guess.
No, sure. Yeah, no. I didn't ever realize that until I went out with that guy. And that's an art, man. Like the way they run like the clevises and how far
you run.
They were running three lures.
That's a lot.
Yeah, they were running. Each guy was running 3 at a time, and well, then I jumped like after I was done shooting the content for the Detroit River film, I hopped in and he just had me run too. So
that's what I usually run.
Yeah, just 2 of those Rapala floaters, and
you don't need much more than
that.
Yeah. There's guys that run like 5, dude, and it's like that's just too much for me.
5?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh my god,
like a ton of them.
Yeah, no, it's like when he like was putting the line over his head and on his neck, and they're like all over the boat. His boat was like straight outfitted for it, so he actually had like a
little knobs on it.
He had like a silver like ring where like the wire ran through, and then he had almost like a rod holder type thing where he would drop that weight in every single time it came up, so that weight would just sit right there. It was pretty cool. That guy, he was really dialed. I could just tell like how much he like loved that, and like.
Dude, like you said, it is an art though. Like it's like an old school way of doing it. And I think that's like one thing that's what I like about it more because one, it's hands on, obviously, but like I don't know, it's just like the old school feeling of it. I like the old school side of like outdoors or even fishing wise. I don't know, it's just cool. And I always think about it too, where you got all these old wooden like lures that people used to use back in the day. Now people are using like $50-$60 swim baits and stuff, and it's like, dude, back in the day, like. Why change? Because
those pencil plugs and stuff,
dude. I got a whole box of them right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no.
It's just one of those things where it's like I don't know. It's just a cool thing to kind of go back in like time, I guess.
No, for sure. And he touched on that too. He was like saying in the Trenton channel because I'm not trying to spot drop, but that's where just a lot of guys do it. And he was saying he's like there used to be 50-60 boats out there at night, and he's like now there's like 8 or 12. So it's like. It's such a dying like art, and it like he was really cool about it because he was being as transparent as possible. Like he wants that to like
keep going.
Yeah. So like he bought like I guess he bought out a bait shop that was like selling out all that gear.
Really?
So like he's got like all the molds, and like there was actually another boat that came up to us when we were out there too that was like buying like some of the weights off him because like you can't find this stuff around anymore. So it was cool.
It's I don't know the hand, dude. And it's so effective too. Like you can hammer the fish like quick.
No, right,
right time of year. Like and even during the daytime, if you're not catching them jigging, you can go there hand lining and just smoke them for whatever reason. I don't know why. Like it's such a weird like just switch that flips for them fish. It's nuts.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because that bait's like a little bit more raised up, or it's
even the pencil plugs though. It's like why those hit so much better sometimes, or like spoons. Like why those hit so much better. It's weird, man.
No, yeah, it's that's just one of those things you gotta that if
You gotta
you're
be
not
out there.
yeah, you gotta kind of going back to what we were saying, like figuring out stuff. It's like you just gotta put the time in and figure out what works and what doesn't work.
My grandpa was even saying like they run like when it gets later in the summertime because he was still he's handling all year round,
Oh, really?
and he would run like crawler harnesses on like without the bottom bouncer, obviously, because like your weight's the bottom bouncer, but he would run crawler harnesses off of the handline reel.
Yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
like yeah, that's what. But like you wouldn't think about it. You would just think about like using Rapala floaters.
No,
and then
right? No,
calling it
that's
a day.
that is smart. Yeah, that's smart because sometimes they just want some meat, man.
Yeah, dude.
You know, and that season changes.
Let's take a quick breather from the action. Let's talk promos. Grab 25% off Huntproof with code GREATHP25. Save 20% off Cooler Guard using code GLO. You can take 15% off your order from Hodag using code Great Lakes. And take 10% off Pattern Pros using code Great Lakes 10. Now back to the show.
There's some new laws that are trying to get passed or that not a lot of people know about. I guess they're laws, right? I mean,
Yeah, they're bills. They're bills that are in office right now. So it's Bill 5801 and 5802 is they're trying to put gill nets in the Great Lakes system, whether it's like Lake St. Clair, the Detroit River, Lake Erie. They want to start like gill netting walleyes and lake trout and yellow perch, and like we right now it's at the point where it's getting a lot of kickback right now from people where like legislators are already dropping off. But if you get a chance and you're listening to this podcast, yeah, email your local legislators. I don't have their names right off topic right here, but I posted a video on Michigan Fishing Company Facebook, TikTok. It's got their emails in there. And if you could email them and just kind of voice your opinion on like how much this could affect our system and our local communities, do it, man, because we really want to stop this before it can even get into where it's in a voting process. Because I mean, we know how the government works. It's something where once that big money moves in, they can buy their way to get this through. So I really want to try to shut this down and use whatever platform I can to kind of voice on how much this could just like destroy our systems.
No,
Can you explain what gill netting is to people that don't know what gill netting is?
Yeah, so what a gill net is it's pretty much this huge monofilament net wall that commercial fishermen use that has holes in it. And what those holes are made for is to target a specific species. And for example, for walleye, those holes will be the size where walleye can swim in, but they can't back out. The problem with that is there can be so many different bycatches. Think of all the other fish that are kind of built like a walleye, a pike, a muskie. And then it's not even talking about the bycatches of just wildlife in general. Ducks, birds, anything diving underwater, turtles, minks, otters, beavers, all these things can get caught in them. And that's the whole reason why I want them nowhere near our Great Lakes. We don't need them. And that's why I'm opposing Bill 5801 and 5802.
Before the podcast, you said like nets don't know species,
right.
You know?
Right,
so
yeah.
it's like, it's whatever gets in there is going to die. So it's like, what's going to go to waste? Is that going to kill Lake St. Clair's smallie fishery? Is it going to crush a bunch of muskies? Is it going to kill like the panfish? Like, who knows, man? And it's like they already got enough money. Why do you got to, like, these rivers feed our families. They feed the local communities, like the charter fishermen, the local bait shops. Like if they start pulling all these walleyes out and destroying the population, people aren't going to want to go out there, man. They love the Detroit River because, and like, that's the one thing. Your grandpa can go out on the Detroit River. He can sit in a chair and just jig and sit there and catch 10 walleyes. And it's
100%.
like, you know, if we destroy that,
and throw 5 or 6 back depending on the season. I just want to make that clear.
yeah, no, for sure. And it's like, if you take that away, man, or like even the shore guys, like the shore guys can go out there some nights and get limits. And when those shore guys can't have, you know, walleyes to share with their family every now and then, where they go out and they have a good night, because that's so sporadic already. If you take that out, man, it's like you're just going to destroy the fishery. And it's like people feed their families like for the year off this, just being able to go out and putting their time in and effort and getting out there and catching fish for themselves. And it's like, you should be rewarded. And the DNR, I'm not trying to go on a tangent here, but it's something I'm really passionate about right now. But the DNR has been preserving and building the system for over 100 years, like building this great fishery for us and like contributing to like, you know, like just keeping this fishery like as good as they possibly can. And like the way that they've done things. And it's like to destroy it with like a couple gill nets, like people go, oh, it's not going to, you don't even know how much this will impact these systems. Like, and what if they put that right in your favorite fishing spot? You know,
Well, I think a lot of the thing is though too, like a lot of people don't understand it's almost like the pyramid scheme, right? Like they're going to start with like the gill nets. They're going to eliminate a ton of fish off of that.
right.
Then the shore fishermen aren't going to be there as much because they feel like they're wasting their time.
Exactly.
The guys on the boats are going to feel like they're wasting their time. So then it starts like really breaking down to, okay, so we're already losing numbers every single year. So you're going to lose that many more numbers every year because those guys don't even want to go out there and do that anymore because what's the point? So they're not going to buy license anymore. People are already throwing fits about license pricing going up every year.
Yeah.
So now what do you expect the DNR to do after numbers are going down and they're not even getting the revenue that they're getting now, even though they're already like, what is it, 40 something percent or whatever it is? Don't quote me on that, but like an outrageous number that they're not getting paid, like they're getting like decreasing like their fundings every
Right.
single year. So it's a chain reaction that we're going to be seeing without even really realizing it, I guess.
What's causing them to institute these gill nets? Is it like farm, like more of like a commercial
So,
farming
yeah,
type?
Exactly. So it's like commercial fishing wants to come in and put out these gill nets to try to like just have more fish and make more money. And it's like, really, what do you possibly need? Like, there's so many fish in that system, and that I'm not saying that in an aspect of like, oh yeah, let's bring commercial fishing in at all. It's like, why would you do that? The system is so good. People catch enough fish, put their time and effort in. Like, where are we going with this?
You would think it's crazy to even have this as a conversation piece, because the Detroit River run in the spring is probably one of the biggest money, like to bring in money to Michigan there is, right? Like I know people from different states to come in and fish this, you know, like people from over in the west side of the state come over to fish that, you know, and having something that could damage that, you would think it's crazy.
I've seen license plates from California bringing their boats all the way over just to come out and fish in Detroit.
No,
River.
I mean, and like you're just saying, it's it's a revenue aspect of things. Like, it's such a trickle down thing. Like, okay, so those shore fishermen, they stop fishing, so they're not buying at that local bait shop anymore. You know, like those guys coming in from out of state, they're not buying stuff at like minnows at the local store. It's like, it's such a trickle down effect. Those restaurants, they're not getting the guys drinking beers after they go out and go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's such a trickle down effect, and it's not just the fishery itself. It's like the local communities that are going to be so affected by this.
What was it? It was, so we have a local tournament here, local charter in the town, and so there's a bar right on the corner right here. I wish we had more time because we'd go there afterwards.
Yeah.
But, we have a tournament there, and I want to say he raised it's over $100,000 in the last like 4 years from this tournament.
Wow, that's awesome.
And he gives back to like the city, he bought a 4-wheeler for a fire department because we got all the wetlands. So they rode they get the 4-wheelers now,
Sure.
whatever it may be. But there, I mean, Trav, you've been there before, but there's over 100 people that show up to this tournament every single year, and there's walleye, like all the fish that are weighed in, they get cut up and everybody eats it all. Like it's a
Same
huge,
day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Like a big fish fry.
Oh, it's a huge event.
That's
dude.
awesome.
It's sweet. But that kind of stuff even dwindles away. So like you said, it's just that chain reaction that falls down. And at the end of the day, it's greed.
Oh, yeah.
People just see the numbers and it's just greedy that they want to take. They've already dealt with it, like my dad was saying before about the smelt.
Right.
So what makes you think that it's going to be any different from the walleye to the smelt? Like it's the same thing.
Oh, it's like, oh, this fishery is so good. Let's take fish from this and like profit off it now. And it's like I said earlier, like Lake Erie replenishes itself like 98% of the time every single year. But it's not even about that, man. Like, why can't we just keep this good? Right. Keep it that's something that it is tourism. It does bring other people in, and it's like it's one of like the core like constitutes of living in Michigan, this whole system, and it goes from top to bottom. Like, that's those, like, if they put that in Lake Erie, that's going to affect like Lake St. Clair too, because those fishmen, they will
travel, man.
Oh, they travel so much. Like this one guy told me that there was a tag in one of the walleyes that he caught. That day it was in the Detroit River. The next day it was in Cleveland.
Really?
So, yeah. So it's like they're moving so much. So it's like a lot of those fish that come in the river. I mean, I'd always like to know like how many of those are coming in from Lake St. Clair versus Lake Erie, you know, but
I heard there are two different waves.
From
like the St. Clair and then the actual lake.
Yeah, that makes, because it's probably all water temp. Like Lake Erie's a little bit more like obviously a little bit more south. So I think they come
It's
in a
shallow.
little, yeah, and they come in a little bit earlier. And then those Lake St. Clair fish, they obviously come in. But I'm curious to like, I wish I could know like how many of those Lake Erie fish they just go up and they just
going.
keep going,
Yeah.
you know, because I think that's why Lake St. Clair, the walleye fishery has gotten so much better. Like when I was growing up there, like 15 years ago or whatever, I like in the Metro Beach like 16-mile area, like the walleye fishing was good, but dude, right now it used to be like a perch fishery almost. Now I feel like it's
So many perch up there still. Though.
yeah, but it's like it's really turning to where like in the winter, like growing up, I remember we wouldn't catch walleyes, and now, dude, we'll be like in the winter, like I'll go out and I'll have some killer days out there where
Really?
where it's like you're crushing them, and it just seems like there's so many more walleyes in the system. So let's not like rip that off. Sorry to cut you off.
No. With this bill, do they say where they're going to place those nets, or like how many nets?
Range, no?
Yeah, I it's more or less like a generalization. I don't think they have specifics out, but they're just saying like in the Great Lakes system, like the Detroit River, Lake St. Clair, Lake Erie. So it's like there's really no set like spot where they're saying that the nets are going to be, but it's just wherever they're going to be, it's gonna crush the population.
I'll tell you where they're going to be. They're going to be in the highest populated area for walleye.
Oh, 100%. 100% they are.
I mean, your Trenton Channel, not to drop, but everybody knows the Trenton Channel around here. But that's where the net's probably going to be.
Yeah, exactly. So because that's like one main entry point, and then like maybe at the mouth of St. Clair where it reaches like because why would you not put it near the mouth where they're just going to trap them coming in, and then it's like going to be like, oh, you can't fish that spot because the gill nets are there now. It's like, come on, man, like
it's crazy that like they even want to do that with all the money that the DNR does put in. Like they're putting all, I don't know about like St. Clair. Oh, St. Clair doesn't have too many islands up there, do they?
They're like on the north end, more like closer to, but like not like down here and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
So like they got all like the rock walls that are going around all the islands down here that are like for the sturgeon, the smallmouth. I mean,
right.
all the whole ecosystem is like around these rock walls, and they put all that money into it, and then they want to put the gill nets into it.
No, the DNR's against it.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I'm just saying, like they should be the biggest one, and they probably are.
They're pretty like that's another thing is like they're advocating how bad this could be for the fishery,
which is good.
Yeah,
which is good.
So like they're kind of behind it, and I feel like that's just a stepping stone of saying how bad this really is. We're like the DNR, the state is like coming out and saying like this is really bad. Like we highly recommend that you do not do this. Yeah. So that's why it's like it's so important. Like get out and like just shoot an email to them and like just state like it takes you 5 minutes to do this where you can just like push back on this and say, and we can like shut down this bill before it can get voted on because it's brutal, man.
Well, what we could do, we could even drop the emails in the comments.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Or maybe you could like put it on maybe this section or whatever. Like
send it to me and I'll put it in it. So
make a clip of this and then put it in the short clip or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy. What do you feel like? Like, I know there's a bit of uprise too on like the prices jumping up wise. How do you feel about that?
About like the licensing?
Yeah,
that doesn't bother me as much, just because it's like it's $26 or something for the entire year. It's
how
like
much fish you're catching.
Yeah, for exactly like I understand like maybe if you're going out for the day, but then just get a day pass, you know. But like I don't like honestly like I don't even think that I think that's a good price for like. If you live locally and you're like be going out, you go to the store. I don't even know what walleye is per pound right now.
$8 or $7 a pound or something. Like outrageous.
Yeah, I think
it could be even more.
I think it's like $15. Yeah, I think it's crazy like how much they want for it. But it's like just going out and like just getting out on the water. Like I think that itself is worth $25. You know, just having 100%. If you get out in these Great Lakes, man. Like if you can start figuring out. If you're a local guy and you just start figuring out the seasonality of the fish, like where they move, where they go, like you can go out and you can crush them in a pontoon boat. You can crush them in a yacht. It don't matter. Like you just, once you figure out where these fish are, it's like any guy, you could be in a 14-foot, like John
Don't recommend that.
Yeah. Yeah. On the Great Lakes, like pick your days, but it's like, you can get out there and just destroy them, man. So it's like,
that's what was so crazy about the guy. I forget his name, the Great Loop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The 16-footer, the boat that was going around. You heard about that, obviously, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It was last year. He came through like Detroit River and all that.
Oh, he did. Oh, he did the whole loop.
Oh yeah, 16-footer.
Oh
yeah, dude. Like,
how did he make out?
Well, he good. I think he had to stop a couple times for like welding issues and stuff. Obviously,
I think you'd have to stop for the weather, man.
dude.
Or did he not? Or was that like? Well, I got to look at this.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't see this.
Oh yeah, he went like right through, like right. Well, I like the back, right out through the river, everything, dude. Like we had like a whole convoy, like of locals here, following him up the river. Like
he didn't go all the way around,
down the Mississippi, all the way through Florida, everything, dude.
Oh,
16-foot jumbo.
Oh my god, that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a journey.
He's like probably in his 70s.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of you just got to know when to pick your days out there.
You do.
Like that's the thing is like that. That's another thing I feel like on like especially St. Clair and like Lake Erie. It's like you got to know those wind directions, like when you can be out there.
What's the motor that starts with a T? It's like a newer motor that's out. It's like a Japan name.
Oh, like I know it's like an Amazon one, like a Tomasoki or something.
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So he actually ran that motor the whole way.
Oh, really?
And that was the first time I ever heard of that motor, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like, might be looking into something like that."
Yeah, no, I think they're pretty affordable. But yeah.
I don't know. It's just it was crazy. But
Yeah.
the problem, and we talked about this on the podcast too. The price is going up. Everything in life is going up.
Oh yeah.
People don't realize like the fish hatcheries and stuff like that. I feel like the prices for the fish food or just even maintaining the hatcheries, they got to be able to afford that as well. Or, do we need all of it? I'm sure like the trout fishermen, like Tippy Dam and those kind of spots,
Right.
they see more of like the hatcheries than what we do on the river wise. I could be wrong, but they don't realize like the fish food, the all like the small stuff that you need. If that price is going up and we don't change something, then that's even like a chain reaction in that stance.
No, right. And I think it's a lot of like guys were like, oh, well, why am I paying to go like catch fish? It's like, dude, like the DNR puts in like, I'm not like a super big advocate for the DNR, but it's like
their ups and downs.
Yeah, they got their ups and downs for sure. But it's like they do so much for especially like the salmon fishing and stuff like that. They do so much with the hatcheries and like they introduce those fish to Lake Michigan. So it's like we wouldn't have like a lot of these fish in these systems without them. So I get it if you're like a guy who's like, you're a weekend warrior, maybe you get out 5 times a year. Okay, you're paying $5 a day to be out there and go get some fish. So I mean, it's like I said, I'm not a super big advocate like where I'm like rah for the DNR, but I have nothing against them either. I completely understand where they're coming from, and it's like it takes money to like make this system so great.
I'm just glad you're not a deer hunter because deer hunting would be a whole different conversation about the DNR.
And maybe that's probably something where I might be like in the dark on. So I'm not. I'm not opinionated on that because I'm not like I'm not wanting.
It's a whole rabbit hole. Like I don't know, but like the biggest thing with DNR, I feel like, is people don't voice their opinions enough, and then they want to just complain about it.
Right.
And when they do, then the DNR actually knows about it. Like now, like with hunting, like with turkey hunting and deer hunting, you got to register your kills,
right?
Which, in my opinion, is good because then they actually get like the numbers of stuff,
right? Track it a little bit.
You don't do that, then how are they actually going to know what's going on?
No, sure. So, what do you think like is a big issue? Like with the DNR on like the hunting side versus
how much time do you get? No,
right.
It's one of those things like the baiting situation, like the CWD that they basically like it. In my opinion, I don't know. Trav is more on this side of stuff, but like CWD, like they put in no baiting because it spread CWD, which it seemed like they kind of made that whole scenario up, and now they're wanting to like pay for baiting, even though it was free back. However long, 4 years ago, whatever it was, Trav?
A little longer than that, but yeah, it was free to bait. Now they're talking about instituting a baiting tag where you buy a baiting tag to
really
be able to bait for deer. I haven't seen it like that getting like any like traction. That getting traction. But there was some other like stipulations with that tag where it would allow the conservation officer to then go onto your property without having go on a private property without having to give you notice and stuff like that, and check your property to make sure you have the right amount of bait on there and stuff like that. So there was just like some things that ruffled people the wrong way with the DNR for sure.
No, that sounds a little invasive to me.
I mean, they're changing a bunch of different rules, like with the rifle line now. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Like, so
not really, no.
From the Milwaukee Bridge, basically like a cross.
Oh, I have heard of this actually.
So like they're changing a bunch of. But like people are actually voicing their opinions about stuff though. Like you can be like that keyboard warrior and then not like show up to these meetings and try to make a difference. And it's the same thing with the gill net. Like
Yeah.
you got to voice your opinions to reach something. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
right.
You got to be able to
I,
talk about it.
I'm surprised that like more local charter fishermen and like stuff that like people that have like a little bit like platforms in the local area, because I feel like those charter fishermen, they do have like the local community, like everyone knows them, like a bunch of guys in Detroit.
Right.
I'm not gonna call out anyone, but like there's local guys in Detroit who have like huge platforms on like Facebook for like fishing the Detroit River, and it's like I haven't seen anything about it.
You
And
shout them out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. I like I said, I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but there's some people who like they have big followings where it's like they're getting hundreds and hundreds of likes on Facebook, and it's like you could just bring up this topic, because once I posted it on Facebook, it's like you wouldn't believe how many people were like, I've never even heard about this. When did this start? You know, and
try to keep it right underneath.
Yeah, exactly, and it's good. Like I said, there's like legislators already dropping out. There was like 5 legislators this month that already dropped off the bill just because there's so much backlash already. And some people are saying it's dead in the water, but I want to put a hole in it, put a hole in its head.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't know about it until you brought it up today. So I'm going to go onto your Facebook and reshare that and get that going again, because it's such a crazy thing. Why would you ever want to do that? You would destroy something that brings so much joy to people and so much money to Michigan, like from like the standpoint of an economy point,
Exactly, like that. Yeah, that's what I really don't get is like, how are you not making a ton of money off this already? Like people just buying licenses, coming for a day, or like, in the local communities. It's crazy to me. So,
but I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, like if someone comes in that wants to be a commercial fisherman and wants to do this, I'm sure they're dropping a lot more money than what we would think they're going to be dropping on something like this, or it wouldn't even get close to what it's gotten to so far from what I've been hearing from you.
No, and like the commercial licenses is like there's not a lot in the state. Like I think it's under like 50 or like 40 commercial licenses in the entire state. So it's like these guys that have these licenses, it's like they're printing money. You know what I'm saying? Like they know who to like talk to, and like it's like they're trying to slide this under, and it's like I don't think it's gonna get that far, but you just like the way the world works right now. You never know how it's gonna go.
It's scary. What is not to get off the topic of like the whole DNR, because I mean that it's a rabbit hole we could keep on like going down, and I just think the biggest thing of it all is just voicing like the opinion and getting your word or your voice out there to the right people, doing the right thing for what you believe in, and just like I said, getting your voice out there.
Yeah, if you have a platform, talk about it, man.
Yeah, exactly. What is like the biggest or craziest experience that you had, whether it was like in the Detroit River tour or like a crazy story like that you've had or witnessed like on the river,
like that,
or in the lake,
or like what that I've heard, or
that maybe that you experienced,
that I experienced? Yeah, the craziest thing.
Not to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't have any like super crazy stories, but like the captain, if I could use his story, because he's spent a lot of time. He's found a body floating in the river before, so like that's one of like the crazier things that I've ever heard of. Like, dude, like the crazy, like not the craziest thing, but like one thing that happened to me when I was out there was like I rescued like a little like baby goose in there or something. Nothing crazy.
We just did that literally Monday.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it shit all over my brother-in-law. It shit all over him. Like it was like a 10-minute boat ride. We found like another like group of goslings and stuff, and we wanted to go with it, but it's shit like all over. Dude, he was puking. It was
I felt bad. Like there's just this little duck like in the middle of the river, just like, or like goose or whatever, and it was just struggling so bad. I picked it up, put it on the boat, and then I slid into one of the local marinas, and I'm sure you know that like right when I put it in the water, like mama goose come floating, flying over and scooping her up. So
it's I don't know. That's kind of cool how it all happens.
Yeah, no, it is. But yeah, like I can't really think of like anything in particular, like more or less just than like dumb shit that I've done, like where I didn't have the plug in and I had to like rip back to the launch at the Trenton Channel. Like I was like, my boat's just absolutely pouring water out of the side. I don't think it was like right when I first got my boat. I was like, I don't think this is like normal.
Yeah.
And I went back and I said, oh shit, I didn't put the plug in, dude. So
I was looking at a boat not that long ago. I think it was like about 2 years ago now. It was a 16-foot Lund. It was the Fury, I think it was.
Okay.
What are you, a tiller guy or are you a side council guy?
No, I'm a side council. I can't do the tiller like
Dude,
on the great.
tillers, man.
I get it, but like when it's gnarly out there, dude, I got to be able to see.
That's true.
I can't see it back there, like when the nose is way up here. But yeah, like if I just couldn't do it. I don't know. I'm accustomed to the side council.
The tillers for me, like around here anyway, like you can't be like you got all the floor spacing,
Right.
you got all that stuff. Like if you got the windshield when it's cold outside, obviously it's got its perks. Obviously.
Right. No, for sure. Like the tiller, like if I was like straight up on the river all year, I think the tiller would be solid. But like when I'm on Lake St. Clair and I got like 3-footers or like 4-footers or whatever is happening, it's like I got to be able to see like over that nose, or I'm like it's just I don't know if I'd have confidence in that. Like I'd be like heavy on that thing, but I'm sure you get used to it.
Dude, well, for us, like we go on the beach a lot around here. Like you have to
Okay.
come out with us sometime, like
Yeah,
because
for
it's
sure.
literally right out here. We just hang out, whatever. But like it's like tillers are like I don't know the way
Like,
to go.
yeah.
I feel like.
No,
Like,
right.
My brother-in-law's got a 18-footer, I think it is, or a 20-footer. Like it's like a 70-something bait, or maybe even bigger than that. It's huge, but it's
Yeah.
like perfect. Hand lining boat,
Oh, I
trolling
bet.
boat, jigging boat, whatever
Yeah.
you need. It's perfect.
So much room for activities, as they say.
You can build bunk beds on that thing.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
For
yeah, you got that
sure.
reference. Yeah, no, like, no, I totally get it. Like, I get the hype around it. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Like, I like my hand on the steering wheel. Like, some of those days, I feel like I'm out there and I'm like, why am I even out here in the first place?
That's true.
If I was sitting in the back and it was like pinned up, I'd be freaking scared shitless.
There are some days that your butt's puckering up a little
Yeah,
bit.
no,
That's for
right.
sure. I was looking at that boat though, and the intake for the live well was off.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Dude, as soon as the guy put the boat in the water, like it just started pouring in water. I was like, "Yo, I don't think that's like supposed to do that at all." He's like, "Oh, I never even noticed I was there." It's like, how did you not notice that the boat's just like get on that much water?
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's
I'm good,
scary.
dude.
Yeah,
I'm good. I don't want it.
Yeah, that's scary.
Where can people find you at, man? Where social media is? Link some stuff in.
Yeah, so Michigan Fishing Company on pretty much everything: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is like we're trying to post a lot more stuff. We're posting a video this week. We're going out and we'll be camping on Lake St. Clair for 24 hours out on an
That'd
island.
be sick.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna try and get some walleye, maybe hit a salmon in a secret spot. Yeah, we'll see what can happen. But yeah, you can find me on everything. Michigan Fishing Company. At Michigan Fishing Company.
.com at whatever
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yep.
He's there.
Yep, absolutely.
So, dude, I greatly appreciate you coming in, man. It's been a blast talking to you, getting to know you.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Obviously, I honestly like to have little updates like this, man, because like I said, we don't have a lot of fishing guys on here, so it's a good little change of pace today. Honestly, I enjoyed it, man.
Always into coming back. Let me know.
So yeah, sounds good. I appreciate everybody tuning in on this week's podcast. Trav, I appreciate you, and we'll catch everybody on the next one.